Every single day, there is a new scandal with the White House, or there's an existing scandal getting even worse. Because now the Wall Street Journal has just dropped an explosive bombshell on Trump, and trust me when I tell you this changes everything. How's it going? My name is Hunter Avalone with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video, and don't forget to click that like button if you're ready for a president with some honesty. We've been covering how the Trump administration is aggressively deporting people, neglecting due process, and sometimes even sending innocent people to deplorable conditions in El Salvador.
Multiple families and attorneys who say that people were sent to this El Salvadoran prison who shouldn't have been there to begin with. And in this case, Immigration and Customs Enforcement is saying very bluntly that this was due to an administrative error with this Salvadoran national in particular.
The Trump administration labeled him a danger to the community and an MS-13 gang member, though no charges were filed and local police never identified him as such. The gang allegation traces back to a 2019 Home Depot parking lot incident, where another detainee made an unsubstantiated claim about Garcia's affiliation.
It says this, and I'm going to quote from the court declaration here. Quote, "Through administrative error, Abrego Garcia was removed from the United States to El Salvador. This was an oversight, and the removal was carried out in good faith based on the existence of a final order of removal."
This, of course, is deeply concerning. Obviously, if you care at all about the Constitution, about American foundational principles, due process, these are crucial cornerstones to American democracy. And now we're seeing J.D. Vance trample all over it. He responded to these reports, first falsely claiming that the man was a member of the MS-13 gang, even though that was based on very faulty reasoning. And then, this is really what upsets me, this man also had multiple traffic violations for which he failed to appear in court. A real winner. You were speeding? So that's why you should be deported? A man who has some traffic violations is not a danger to the community. A man with traffic violations does not deserve to be deported. Of course, Trump's White House press secretary was also confronted with some of this concerning information, and she gave an equally embarrassing response.
And shame on you and shame on the mainstream media for trying to cover for these individuals who have... This is a vicious gang, Andrew. This is a vicious gang that has taken the lives of American women.
The government filed in court, which says all...
And you said yourself there are 8 criteria on that document.
They need 8 points.
And you are questioning the credibility of these agents who are putting their life on the line to protect your life and the life of everybody in this group and everybody across the country. And their credibility should be questioned.
Miss me with the phony moral outrage, please. Now all of this chaos has culminated to the Wall Street Journal dropping a brand new bombshell on Trump. Now believe me, if you thought that Trump was bad before, this is even more worrisome. We've been covering the Signalgate scandal, well, some new information has just been released.
The Wall Street Journal reports that Waltz is losing support inside the White House. And it has now been learned that Waltz created and hosted several other sensitive national security conversations on Signal with cabinet members.
Waltz is said to have created multiple Signal threads to discuss sensitive military operations and foreign policy strategy, including peace negotiations between Russia and Ukraine. Whether classified intelligence was mishandled remains unclear, but what is clear is this. A major national security failure unfolded, and it has infuriated Trump. Officials say the president erupted in private, blaming Waltz for the administration's first serious national security scandal, and even considered firing him during multiple high-level discussions last week. Trump's decision to keep Waltz, for now, stems not from confidence, but fear of political fallout. Aides say Trump doesn't want to echo the chaos of his first term, like when he fired Mike Flynn early under pressure. But inside the administration, many view this decision as weak. Critics, including former campaign deputy Caroline Sunshine, warn that keeping Waltz betrays the base. This internal crisis comes as the US faces growing instability in the Middle East. With trust eroding and opposition gathering, Waltz may still be on borrowed time.
So this is just lovely. Now we know that Mike Waltz has actually been using Signal to discuss and share a lot of very sensitive, potentially classified information. It's no surprise that Mike Waltz is losing support within the White House. He's losing support outside the White House also. Although I'm not that surprised, because every day, more and more people stop supporting Trump.